Fortress wait, X is 10. Is that -2 or +2? Yeah, that's 12. What an awesome surprise to see such a huge list of update notes and to see that so much work has clearly gone into Mannpower. Oh, and there's some Halloween stuff too. Also, there's even movement on the official TF2 Twitter page, which, although ridiculous to say, is all very exciting. Perhaps there are more people finally working on TF2 on a more permanent basis. Only time will tell, but these are all good signs. So what did we get in the update? Well, we got 22 community-created cosmetics. So many beautiful designs. These might have been my 3 favourites, but I also loved these ones too. To be honest, they were all amazing. There were so many great designs. I managed to unbox myself a lovely glow from below. From all the new cosmetics, 7 are Halloween restricted. I always think this is worth bearing in mind so you don't get your hopes up thinking that you can go around as a pug engineer for the rest of your days. I was pleased to see that the jiggles were strong this year too, always very important. And this thing was probably the star of the show, the Mandvig. I mean, look at it. It's kind of impossible to ignore. Halloween restricted though, of course, for better or for worse. We also got 15 new war paints. These were really nice as well. These were my 3 favourites, although it was difficult to choose and there are so many other great ones, but I just wanted to showcase some of my favourites, but we'll come back to these in just a moment. And finally, we got 19 new unusual effects, 8 for headgear and 11 for taunts. But bear in mind though that it's actually more like 9 different designs with just multiple colourways. So that's 5 new different types of unusual headgear and 4 for the taunts, which again are amazing and we'll come to in just a second. And finally, we got 4 new maps: Megalo, Moulder Grove, Bloodwater and Hassel Castle, which is actually just 2 new maps and 2 Halloween versions of our old favourites, Upward and Badwater. I feel like Valve should be careful when announcing this kind of stuff. Saying we have 4 new maps could lead to disappointment from the community when they realise that 2 of them are just reskins. But for me, I actually love what they've done here. I like the idea of giving an old map a bit of a refresh and making it feel new and exciting again. So just briefly, Megalo is a Koth map I've played before on my server. It's pretty cool with a fairly unique mechanic where the point is a platform that moves up and down, and the ghost train is a nice touch too, as it spooks you if you get too close. Moulder Grove is a pretty simple and inoffensive Koth map that feels a little bit small and enclosed at times, but I've had a lot of fun with it. But honestly, I've probably had the most fun playing on Bloodwater and Hassel Castle. They're just such beautiful reskins, and they've gone to town with these, adding some really interesting and unique ideas rather than just, slapping on some new textures. They are kind of dark, literally dark in some places, but I guess that's the point. Bloodwater has an amazing pool of blood that you have to push the cart through, which is where the name comes from, and they are actually using Badwater Pro as the base for this map, which I think is a nice touch too. Oh, and Upward now has this at the last point, a slightly less subtle tweak to the map in this case. I haven't played enough to know if this is balanced or broken, but why not? I love it. So I'm going to very quickly go through some of my favourite items, starting with the cosmetics. The Balloony Corpse. Love the idea. Such a cool concept and very cute indeed. The ICU. I think I like this, but it also kind of freaks me out. I can't wait to bump into some of the crazy creations that are going to be made from this in the game. The Gored Grin. I really like this one. A bit more subtle, but it kind of looks cool. Love the design. The Grounded Flyboy. Unfortunately Halloween restricted, but love the design. The Mandvig goes without saying. It's the star of the show. It's insane. It's a thing of beauty. It haunts my dreams. I love it. The Rufflecopter, just because of the nostalgic name really. Love this. The Boom Boxes are just great as well. I think that's a bit of a favourite from the community. The Pug Mug, amazing. You can have a pug backpack. You can have a pug head. You can get fully pugged out if that's what you're into. The War Blunder, another one of these cool vehicle things that go around your waist. I would love to see what this looks like when you're in a tank as the soldier. There's some science that needs to be done there. And finally, the Wavefinder, which looks amazing for the engineer with the electricity going between the 2 antenna things on the head there. Love it. Looks so good. As for my favourite war paints, there were actually very few skins I didn't like, but I guess my favourite 3 were the Hell Driver, which for some reason looks really cool on certain weapons like the sniper rifle here and the rocket launcher and shotgun. I just love how it sort of fits onto those weapons. I love the high contrast colorways. I think it looks really cool. The Organically Hell Raised. When I first saw the design in the square format didn't really blow me away, but the moment I saw it on the actual weapons, I really loved the dark grey in contrast to the bright flamey pattern. It looks so cool. I love how it looks on that sticky bomb launcher as well. And finally, the Raving Dead, possibly my favourite. I think this is certainly a favourite of the communities, as I've seen lots of people loving this skin. It looks like it's fluorescent, almost glow in the dark. That would be cool actually, if weapon skins could glow in the dark. Like maybe they were very simple until you go into the dark and then certain details reveal themselves. That would be amazing. Anyway, love it. Looks really cool. And a quick note for any of you guys who may be weapon skin designers. When you are presenting your final piece on the workshop, my advice would be just to let the skin speak for itself and use a nice simple background. Don't feel like you need to be too clever and add a fancy border or any other elements on the image. Sometimes I see one where they've really gone to town adding these little details around the edge, and it can sometimes start to look a little bit noisy and busy, and the weapon skin no longer stands out. Last but not least, my favourite unusual effects. I wasn't really blown away by any of the unusuals for the headgear. None really stood out to me as clear favourites. However, it was the unusual taunts that really stole the show for me. These were all pretty nice. Static Shock was really cool. Spectral Escort was amazing. Really interesting concept. But for me, my absolute favourite was Creepy Crawlies. I've not seen anything like this, and I just love it. I guess you could call it like a dynamic effect because it reacts to what you're doing. It's kind of attached to different parts of the player model. I just think it looks so cool, and I can't wait to see it in the game. I may have to go and buy it myself right now. Oh god. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that very quick run through of Scream Fortress 12. Always such a great vibe, a great atmosphere in TF2 this time of year, and I really enjoy these updates. I'm always the last one to create a video on this kind of thing though. I don't know how other people do it, some kind of witchcraft going on there, but it's not every day we get an update, so I had to make a video and share my thoughts with you guys. If you want a really quick run through of every single item without commentary, then I recommend a video that Shounic made and released about 8 seconds after the update. I'll drop a link to that in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your favourite item from this update was. A special thank you to my Patreons who make videos like this possible. Oh, and one last thing, as of this week, I've gone down to just 2 streams a week now as I've got a new job. So I'll just be streaming every Friday evening and Saturday afternoon. So I hope to see you there. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you.
Cheers, man! The car's moving back, lads!